I drooled.
Hello, and welcome to the Bluegrass Sports Show, or
We are the BS show. We are two fat guys who talk crap.
I'm Carl.
I'm Perry. And just a few moments ago, we were talking crap that we will not bring up on this video, but it was a far more entertaining version of talking crap.
And today, we are just going over. Oh, no, wait. First, before that, we would like to wish a happy birthday to my baby doll.
A belated happy birthday at that. The beautiful wife of mine, the mother-to-be for the third time.
For the third time.
Well, three rhymes with B.
Oh, Lord.
So,
anyway.
His baby doll, yes, a happy belated birthday to her. She turned 25 a couple days ago.
She may not want you to say that.
Yeah, she's all right. It's 25's the last good age. After that,
Yep.
women's like,
Well, 25 also, insurance drops.
yeah,
So that's
exactly.
the last time I aged was
She's
25.
she's not ashamed of being 25 because she knows our insurance is going to go down. So that's completely.
Happy birthday, Michelle. But was there another one?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But, well, the purpose of our video today, what we're wanting to do, we're going to give kind of like
Don't step on my toes today. I ain't got no shoes on.
Good Lord, my boots are petrified of those talons. We're going to give kind of like a half and half. We're going to give a recap of the Ole Miss game and a preview of the Vanderbilt game for football. I also want to talk about Eric Bledsoe.
Yep.
Maybe talk a little bit about the NBA, how it's looking. Now we're about 10 to 15 games in. It depends on which team.
I'm ready for that because I got something I want to get your thoughts on.
Go ahead. We'll open
No. We're going to open with Kentucky.
No, I'm going to rant about Kentucky.
Okay.
We'll get to Kentucky in a minute.
So here's what I want to get your thoughts on, and that is the Celtics on this win streak. What has happened? I would have never thought that they'd have done that good. But
what you've got Kyrie's not playing great, but Kyrie's not playing bad.
Kyrie's playing good.
Kyrie's just being Kyrie.
Right.
I mean, he's averaging 21 and 5, 5.5, whichever. He's not shooting the ball well, but you also have Jaylen Brown, who's not really played all that well their last couple of games, but in my opinion, have been their best player to this point. This point, Jaylen Brown's been fantastic. Jason Tatum, if it's not for Ben Simmons, Jason Tatum's walking away with Rookie of the Year right now.
Yeah.
But Ben Simmons is just being fantastic.
And I hate it.
So Jason Tatum's awesome. Marcus Smart's playing well. Terry Rozier's playing well off the bench. Aaron Baines is playing well. Al Horford looks the best Al Horford's looked since like 5 years ago.
Right.
So you add all that together with possibly the second best coach or the third best coach, depending on where you place Steve Kerr to Greg Popovich in the league.
Yeah.
Brad Stevens is phenomenal.
And
this team right now is showing it. Now, I think Boston, top to bottom, is as deep of a team right now with contributing talent of anybody in the East. Right. I think the East is going to catch up to them at some point. You still have Cleveland trying to figure things out. The thing with Boston, yes, they lost Hayward. They had Hayward for like 45 days. It's not like they lost a key part of their team that was just integral to last year's success. They brought back a whole new team.
Right.
And the pieces that they still have are pieces that have played together or were built into this, and then Hayward was added afterwards.
Right.
With the exception of Kyrie.
Right.
So you still have that. And Hayward's a huge loss. Hayward's a loss towards their championship hopes.
Right.
Hayward's not a loss towards their regular season hopes.
No, they're still making the playoffs.
Cleveland's going to get stuff figured out. They're going to be fine.
Yeah.
Toronto's going to get stuff figured out. They're going to be fine. Washington's going to get stuff up.
Right.
They're going to be fine. You're 10 games into the season.
Right.
It's still early. Now, in the West, the Pelicans are playing well.
Mm-hmm.
The T-Wolves got smacked by the Warriors last night, but the T-Wolves been playing well.
They've been playing well, yep.
Warriors figuring stuff out.
But, I mean, they're still a Warrior.
They're still the Warriors. I mean, they're going to be fine. The Spurs have overachieved at this point. They're not good and they're not bad, but they're better than what I thought they would be at this point. The Memphis Grizzlies, I crushed you over picking them to make the playoff. They were the leaders in the West forever somehow. So, it's early, and
it's still early.
The Rockets look good. There's only a select few teams that look good. Boston's one of those teams.
Right.
But in comparison to Houston or Golden State, Boston's a team I think that will eventually hit a wall. And they're going to slow down. They'll still have a good season.
Yeah.
But this 10-game win streak right here is going to mean so much more for the end of the year and their seeding in the Eastern Conference playoffs than this 10-game run right now is going to be unbelievably important for them.
And me personally, I think they finish at number 3 in the East. I think by the end of the season, it may just be a want as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Washington takes the second seed, and Toronto's number 4.
Going to have to wait and see what happens. So,
but
because right now the Magic and the Knicks and just all kinds of bad teams are in the playoffs.
Right.
So the Magic actually look good so far this year.
And guess who's killing it this year? Kristaps Porzingis, like I said. And guess who's doing terrible? This is another one I want to talk to you about. Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, he's awful.
What in the world?
He
can't shoot the ball to save his life.
Porzingis is in a situation. Something I can't stand about him. He's 7'3" and he averages 7 rebounds a game.
Right.
I think that's atrocious. Now, he's taking 21 shots a game.
He's the focal point of the offense.
He's taking 21, 22 shots a game. If you're hitting roughly 50% of that, you're going to average at least 20 a game. And he's shooting some from outside and shooting free throws. So he should be, with his talent, averaging 30 a game. Nobody else for New York is taking shots.
Right.
he is the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Until he gets to where, and he's a decent defender, he's not great. He's a good shot blocker, but he's 7'3", he should be.
Right. 7'3".
I refuse to accept the fact that he's 7'3" and he can't rebound.
You're right.
That's beyond me, and it frustrates me. Me and my brother-in-law have debated this for a week now. Him versus Karl Towns. Yes, Karl Towns' defensive woes are well documented, but you know what?
No,
there's only 6 players in the history of the league before they were 22 had a positive defensive rating. Now, he's not going to have that, but there's only been 6 players ever to do it.
Right.
So the fact that he doesn't, it doesn't mean that he's a defensive disaster. He's the guy that's going to go out and get you 23 or 24 and 12 every single night, block a couple of shots, get a couple of assists.
Right.
And he's going to do it as efficiently as you possibly can within the realm of reality in the NBA. So,
No. I'm not saying he's anywhere near Towns.
No, he's not.
I'm not saying that. Towns is tough.
This is the same person that tells me that will criticize, I will bring up certain players, empty stats. Yes, New York has a 6-5 record right now. Woo-hoo. They might win 15 games the rest of the year.
I think they're going to do better than that.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
15 games is pretty low.
They're not going to make the playoffs.
And you spoke about Ben Simmons. I hate that he is doing as well as he is doing.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
But he is doing very good. He really is.
He's a douchebag.
Maybe by the time he retires, I might like him as a player. But right now, I just hate him so bad.
As a player, I like him.
He's just a
douchebag.
Because I hate him so bad that he drops in my book.
Okay, seems how we're getting into negativities now.
So now we can talk about the loss.
Let's talk about it.
All right, go ahead. Light them up.
All right. And
get ready.
I'm going to hit on the football team. I'm also going to hit on some media coverage of the football team.
Okay.
I sit in Kroger Field, of course, Saturday night and watch the debacle that unfolded. And we should have won that game.
Yeah.
We lost that game on 4 straight 3-and-outs in the third quarter and early fourth quarter. We did not lose that game because of play calling. We did not lose that game because of poor coaching. We did not lose that game because of unorganization. The last 2 games, ladies and gentlemen, our coaching staff has come, and they have come prepared and ready to go. You cannot blame the last 2 games and going back to the Tennessee game to where we did everything we could to hand a victory to Tennessee, but we managed to pull it out. That's on the players. That's not on the coaching staff. Coaching staff had everything immaculately planned out. Now, the Ole Miss loss, all that Matt Jones wants to yell is play clock, play clock, play clock. And this, you're hiking the ball with 12 seconds on the play clock whenever you could run it down to 2 and hike it. I've got news for you, Matt Jones. Whenever you are trailing and trying to score to take the lead, you're not playing the clock game. You're playing to score.
Right.
Matt Jones is the same person who 5 years ago couldn't name you 5 players on our team and purposely went out and hired guys like Jared Lorenzen and Freddie Maggard to where he could have decent, reliable football conversation on his airways because the fan base wanted that from Kentucky Sports Radio. Right. But he couldn't deliver it because he sounded like a babbling buffoon. He still does whenever he talks about football. I love Matt. I listen to Matt every single day. Unbelievably entertaining. He's got a pretty good basketball mind. But whenever it comes to football, he tries to put a right shoe on a left foot every time he talks about it.
Nice analogy.
He's just, and
I don't listen to Kentucky Sports Radio.
People who want to say that the coaching staff's the reason why we lost Ole Miss, you have no idea what you're talking about whenever it comes to football.
Right.
If you want to critique the coaching staff because of lack of adjustments with the secondary, I'm there with that. I understand that. Our secondary was atrocious. But you want to know who called out the secondary before the game ever happened? Freddie Maggard. Freddie Maggard said that Ole Miss has the best wide receiving core we're going to play all year long before the game ever started. And that it was going to be a long game through the air and it was going to be a shootout. No, what happens is you have the ball up 3, you come right out of halftime and you score, then you force a 3 and out by Ole Miss. They have a terrible punt and a penalty, and you get the ball in Mississippi territory with a chance to go up 17 at the most, at least get a field goal and go up 13.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So what you have at this point, you have the offense completely and then what you do is you go ahead and you punt it away. You only give up a field goal. That's a victory in itself against that Ole Miss offense Saturday because we couldn't stop them.
Right.
You give up only a field goal, you come right out, 3 and out again. Come out again after they scored a touchdown to tie the game, 3 and out again. They go down, they kick a field goal to go up, 3 and out again.
Yep.
4 straight 3 and outs. That's not on the coaching staff. And the coaching staff could they have been a little more aggressive in those situations? Sure, you can always say they could be. But the play calls were there. Coaches have nothing to do with wide receivers dropping passes down the field. Coaches have nothing to do with what should have been a pass interference call where you have, I believe, Charles Walker get hooked on a comeback sideline route and nothing gets called. Coaches have nothing to do with the fact that Benny Snell misses a gap and can't gain 3 yards and instead loses 2. That's not coaching.
It's on a rant, ladies and gentlemen.
That's players not making plays. You had Mississippi, who twice during that game had scoring drives of less than 2 minutes. Do you really think running 20 extra seconds off the play clock was going to matter? Yes, they scored with 5 seconds left. The only thing that giving them more time did was allow them not to use their timeouts at that point or not to go through the hurry-up. Newsflash, the hurry-up killed us the entire game. They were scoring regardless. The defense had to make a stop regardless. The only thing maybe snapping the ball sooner does is give us maybe one more chance to score.
Right.
But guess what? We were that close from deflecting the pass that beat us. They made a great football play. We are a 6-3 team that could be 8-1, but should be 5-4. We have overachieved for the way we've played all year. You've heard me say it. We're not that good. We're not that bad, but we're not that good.
No, yeah, we're all right. That's where I'd put us all right.
We could be 8-1 because we managed to escape Southern Miss. We managed to escape Eastern Michigan. We managed to escape Missouri.
And then if we manage to escape Florida.
Exactly. But by the same token, what I'm saying, you could have went ahead and finished off the Ole Miss game. You could have went ahead and finished off the Florida game.
Right.
But you still could have lost to Southern Miss, Eastern Michigan, even Eastern Kentucky, and Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
Heck, you could have even lost to Tennessee.
Right.
Regardless, this team has not got blown out by anybody but Mississippi State. On the flip side, we've not blown out anybody either.
Right.
Every single game that we've won, with the exception of
It's a
South
dogfight.
Carolina, has come down to the last freaking play of the game.
Yep. It's a dogfight every game.
South Carolina, Florida, and Tennessee are the only 3 games all season long we have definitively been the better team on the field. We have managed to win one of those. One.
Yep.
Now, looking ahead to Vanderbilt, you've heard me say I thought we would be favored going to Vanderbilt. We're not. We shouldn't be. If we can't beat Ole Miss at home, we should be favored to go win at Vanderbilt.
Right.
Now, do I think we win Saturday? Yeah, I do. I don't think Vanderbilt can move the ball well enough to beat us. They're going to have a balanced attack. I think they pass 52% of the time and rush 48, or vice versa. One of the two. A very balanced attack. They should not be able to move the ball good enough to beat us. Now, their running back is good.
Mm-hmm. He is.
But that's their offense. Okay?
Right.
The issue is here, can we score enough to beat them? I think we do. I think we win this Saturday. But I will not be surprised if we lose.
And the running attack, all I heard all week was about how Ole Miss's run defense was not that great. And our running game was not that great either.
And that's something people want to harp on, is that they have such this terrible rush defense. Why did you not rush the ball that much? Benny Snell still had almost 170 yards rushing. The reason why you can't rush the ball against a team like that is because, point blank, they're putting 8 or 9 guys in the box.
Right.
They are keying on one specific guy. You have to beat them elsewhere.
You've got to break them open. I mean, you should have came out passing the ball, knowing that they were blocking the run.
The play calling, the preparation for that game was flawless.
But you got to complete passes.
And just, that's me. You heard me say it a few weeks ago. This team could go 10-2, has a shot to go 9-3. They'll likely go 8-4. I said they would be lucky to go 7-5. Here we say. You lose this weekend to Vanderbilt.
You're hurt.
You're not beating Georgia.
No.
And I don't think you're beating Louisville.
No.
You're going to finish 6-6. So, the only valid point that Matt Jones has made about this, in consideration to something that other people said, and Freddie Maggard said this, 7-5 is 7-5. That's what Freddie Maggard said. That's not true. You could have, last year's team was a good football team, and they went 7-5.
Right.
This year's team could go. This year's team could go 7-5, but they played a much weaker schedule.
Right.
You can go 7-5 against an NFL caliber schedule, and you could have a good team. Versus you could go 7-5 against a MAC level schedule, and you're not really that good.
Right.
This team is not as good as last year's team.
No.
You've lost Dorian Baker. You lost Cole Mosier to injury at the beginning of the year. Cole Mosier, a huge part of the offensive line. Dorian Baker, our leading receiver, returning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You lose Boone Williams to a terrible draft decision last year, who was a 1,000-yard rusher.
Right.
This team is not as good as last year's team, and people need to realize that.
No,
we are what we are. We are 6-3. We could be 8-1. We should be 5-4. We're 6-3. Take the balance. Enjoy it.
Yeah, you definitely have to win at this point. Have to win the Vanderbilt game.
Yep. Thoughts on Eric Bledsoe?
On Eric Bledsoe. So, he came back, right?
Oh, you mean he came back?
Didn't they allowed him back in, right?
They traded him.
Who did they trade him to? I missed that.
You don't know he's been traded?
No, I missed that. I seen that he was coming back.
Eric Bledsoe got traded to the Bucks like 2 days ago.
Oh, I missed that.
Traded for Greg Monroe, a first-round pick down the line with protection, and a second-round pick.
Traded for Greg Monroe.
Mm-hmm. I think it's a great deal for Milwaukee simply because they did not have to give up their contributing core to get him.
Right.
They did not have to give up Malcolm Brogdon. They did not have to give up Middleton. They didn't have to give up Jabari Parker.
No, I like Monroe, though. He's a good.
I liked Monroe whenever he was in Detroit, but he's never fit the mold of what they're wanting to do in Milwaukee.
Well, no.
More than likely, he's going to be balled out in Phoenix or be traded in Phoenix. I don't think he finished the year in Phoenix either.
No, he just don't fit that play style. Detroit plays more of a slower, grinded-out style. that's where he did fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The Bucks, not that they're more versatile, and he's not versatile. I mean, other than power forward center.
Mm-hmm.
And the Suns are up and down, and that's not his play style. So no, I don't think that's a good fit for them.
I think,
but that is probably the best offer they got for Eric Bledsoe. I mean, honestly, because of what they did, that's probably the best offer they got.
And it puts him in a spot to where he can play on a team that should be a pretty decent team, and it takes some pressure off of Giannis.
Right.
I wasn't as much high on him going to the Bucks whenever I thought it could be Brogdon he could be traded for. But whenever they managed to keep Brogdon and get Bledsoe, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be. But who they got starting at center now?
Von Maker, probably. Or that or John Henson.
Neither one of them are very good.
Who cares? What post players in the East matter?
Well, I know, but I mean, it's not just the East. You got to play for the playoffs.
Well, I mean, what post players in the playoffs in the East are going to matter? They don't have a chance to get past Cleveland as it is.
Right.
So, I mean.
But, I mean, that's pretty tough. Especially if you see Brogdon and Parker keep improving.
Got to get Jabari healthy. But.
Well, yeah, but, I mean, that team could be something if they stay together. They could be very tough. But no, I missed that completely. I didn't catch that he got traded.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I seen that. When did he got pulled back? They let him back in Phoenix at some point, didn't they?
I don't think so.
Oh, I seen. Maybe I misread it. I thought they let him back in.
No, that marriage ended.
Well, I know that, but
that marriage ended and it ended kind of ugly.
No, I didn't know that. That's crazy. Well, congrats to the Bucks.
I don't think it's long before Devin Booker follows you out.
Man, Devin Booker is really good.
Yes. And he's getting better.
He's really good.
And all that anybody wants to talk about is how much he's improving defensively.
Well, what I'm talking about is, what was it, 2000, the fourth fastest player to reach
the only
2000?
players faster was LeBron Durant,
and
Carmelo.
And Melo, yeah. Who are three
premier scorers.
Amazing offensive
I don't necessarily look at Carmelo as being an all-time elite, but LeBron and Durant definitely.
Well, I mean, Melo, though, that's where he got his name as being great, was offense, scoring the ball. So, I mean, he is what he was. You know what I'm saying?
Wrap it up.
But shoot a gun at him. Wrap it up.
Shooting a gun at that clock.
But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. You ran for 10 minutes of that.
They knew it was coming.
They did. I was apologizing. I'm sorry. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you liked it, hit that like button and that subscribe button. Perry, anything you want to add? Share with your friends, guys. Like us on Facebook, Bluegrass Sports Show, Twitter, Bluegrass Sport 2. Perry's always quiet when it comes to the, what do you call it? To the ending, I guess. We'll just say ending. Anyway, thank you guys. Bye-bye.